When the presentations for this weekend's Destination D23 event at the Walt Disney World Resort were announced back in July, the event was set to kick off with an in-person welcome from Disney CEO Bob Chapek. This welcome was quietly removed from all announcements in the weeks following and is now nowhere to be seen on the schedule. Since July, of course, the CEO has been under scrutiny from a fair amount of people, from the Hollywood elite to just us plain old day guests like you and me at Disney parks around the world. And just days after the Destination D23 schedule with him on it went out, Scarlett Johansson filed a lawsuit against the company, which of course was a huge mess. Disney announced Genie Plus and Lightning Lane in August to the worst public scrutiny of any parks announcement ever made. And of course, just a few weeks ago, in solidarity with Imagineers, many of you at home signed a petition to remove Chapek as CEO, even though it wasn't a very well put together petition, but nonetheless. Given this, it was pretty clear that Bob Chapek would have a hard time appearing in front of guests. In fact, on October 1st of the Magic Kingdom, the word on the street was that he had been heckled by some guests in person, and at that point, he left the park and went backstage. So what has happened here, according to sources, some people have said that Bob Chapek will not appear at Destination D23 simply out of the fear that he would be booed on the stage, and obviously that would not look good. You don't want your CEO to be booed by the most hardcore fans of your product, which is who attends Destination D events. So he will not be appearing on Saturday at the event. So what's interesting is we posted this, and Disney obviously took great exception to this. They reached out to us and several of their preferred news outlets to update guests on why Bob Chapek won't be attending the event. By the way, they had never announced Bob Chapek would not be attending. They quietly removed him a couple weeks ago and decided, even though people had paid to go to the event, they were not worth telling that he would not be there. Statement reads as such, quote, Bob has a conflict in LA on Friday night and couldn't make it back to Orlando on time. Your post is ridiculous, and you've really stooped to a new low by making this up. This is an official statement from Jackie Whaler, a Disney representative who we commonly get phone calls from, you know, when Disney needs me to clean up their messes in general. Some of you may be surprised by the language they chose to use after the Scarlett Johansson thing and after having dealt with Disney for 14 years. I'm not really surprised by this. This is just kind of how their public affairs and PR departments react to these things at this point. I will say this, it is very clear based on social media outcry, even after this statement was made. You know, sometimes we have our detractors here at WDWNT. We don't always rub everyone the right way, but it was clear that even people that disliked us did not buy this line that Bob Chapek was busy after being signed on to be a part of the event in July, a very important event for the company that he will now not be attending. Some good points were made. Number one, Joe Rohde, former Imagineer, when he was with Imagineering, you may remember that two of his projects opened on the same day on different sides of the country. That was Pandora, the World of Avatar, and Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. One of them opened in Florida, the other one opened in California. Joe was at the opening of both of those in the same day, mind you. And we would assume that the CEO of the Walt Disney Company has access to a jet, probably private, in fact, and could make it to the event. So let's just stop for a moment and let's be honest about the last couple years, if we may. Obviously, at WDWNT, we have had a tremendous track record. There are plenty of things we've announced in that time, lots of rumors that became, you know, real life. And there's some of those things that didn't, that the Walt Disney Company went out of their way to then say that we lied about. You may remember the Enchanted Tiki Room getting a Moana overlay, which some of that art did eventually leak. Probably more infamously, remember the Country Bear Jamboree, set to become a Toy Story marionette show. That art still hasn't leaked yet. Someone wants to send that my way, that'd be great. No pressure, guys. And obviously Disney came out and made a big statement about that and tried to lambast us publicly. It was, it was not a great period of my life. There are lots of other situations that I am not allowed at this moment in time to talk to you about, frankly, because the Walt Disney Company would not like that. And Disney and I, over the last couple of years, have been at odds over a number of things, and there are a lot of things that I may in the future be more honest about. I'm not ready to be at this time. But this is the latest chapter in this war that began when Bob Chapek took this job and decided that we were a problem. And so here we are again in a situation where clearly no one believes the Walt Disney Company at this point, because why would you after the last 18 months? No one believes them. No one believes this story that he's not showing up simply because he's busy. It is very clear that based on, if you look at TikTok, if you search Bob Chapek on TikTok, on Twitter, Instagram, wherever, all you see are comedy posts, posts that make fun of this man and the job he's done as CEO. And from mass layoffs to nickel and diming guests to all these things that have happened to the parks and resorts since he took over either that division or has been CEO since 2015 now. The public does not like this man. This is not a news flash, and it is certainly clear to everyone. If you are breathing, if you have a pulse and are watching this show right now, you know as well as I do that there was no way he was not going to get heckled or booed at Destination D23. And this is Disney getting mad because their CEO is mad. And their CEO called down to public affairs and told them to be mean to us. So here we are. I'm sorry, you're the CEO of the biggest entertainment company in the world. A man in a 2-bedroom apartment in Orlando should not make you feel inadequate. I should not even be on your radar. But I do love the fact that I own some free real estate in your mind, Bob. It does make me very happy day to day. I want you to know that. I know this is going to be passed to you. So.